happy February and a happy Blackathon vlog. In this vlog, I'm going to read a dark academia book. I'm gonna go book shopping at the used bookstore and find the read-along book for the thriller horror team of Blackathon, and a book that has been on my to find used forever list. I'm so excited about it. I'm gonna share one of our favorite recipes for dinners and one of my favorite cookbooks. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Tara Swiger, and it is Wednesday morning and I have my cup of coffee. So I am at the house by myself for the first time in at least a month. My 6-year-old's in kindergarten, my 5-year-old's in pre-K, the 2-year-old goes to daycare, and the 18-month-old is not quite ready for school yet. And so he is home with me most days, but my mom keeps him 1 to 2 days a week. And at least one of those days a week, I usually have an appointment with somebody else. There's so many appointments between 4 kids. Today, actually, I have a doctor's appointment at 10:30 with my 6-year-old. I just did what I call the morning sweep, where I go through the whole house and just like put everything where it should be, which I always think takes 5 minutes, but in reality takes 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm in the car. I'm actually just picking up groceries for my mom. Curbside pickup, picking up groceries. I just took my oldest to the doctor. Everything's good. It was just our yearly well child check, getting a flu shot. And I got to read a little bit of Catherine House while I was there. And I'm gonna sit here, read a little bit as well. So it is about 5 in the evening and I am starting dinner. I am making pad thai from this, which I just realized doesn't have its cover. It's Issa Does It. Yeah, I'm making dinner. One of the things we make so often is pad thai from this, and it's not a traditional pad thai. This book is one of our most used cookbooks for dinner. All the meals are super easy. Everyday pad thai. I am chopping broccoli right now. Do you guys remember that Dana Carvey sketch, Chopping Broccoli?
Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli.
Yeah. So I am about 125 pages into Catherine House, and I thought I would just check in and tell you about our favorite cookbook, but also tell you how I'm liking Catherine House. So I really like it. It immediately starts when she arrives at this elite university that nobody knows anything about, and there has been investigative journalists have tried to figure out what's going on inside of Catherine House, and there are like mentions here and there of plasma and plasma science, but you kind of don't know what that means. About page 75, you're starting to learn more about what these experiments are, and the people who are there are really like happy to be there, but you are not allowed to talk about your past. You have to forget everything, which is great because our main character has a past she's like actively running from. We find out pretty much right away that right before school was supposed to start, she was on the run for something. I will say that I really felt like she was in a classic depression for the first 50 pages, at least 50 to 75 pages. She's not interested in anything. She doesn't go to class. She sleeps all the time. She makes risky decisions in relationships, and she just really, it just seemed like a classic depression to me. They don't call it that, but that's, she's been through a trauma and she's just not dealing with it, and instead she's trying to avoid everything. But then some things change, and I think it might be kind of hard to get into if you don't want to read about somebody who has absolutely no interest in life. But there's enough interesting things, I think this is chopped enough, enough interesting things going on at the school that are like kind of confusing and weird that it like kept me interested even though the main character was doing nothing. I'm super excited to read the rest of it, so I'm gonna read it tonight after dinner, after the kids go to bed. Now I'm gonna finish up dinner. It's Thursday afternoon, and I just finished reading Catherine House. My plan for the day was to sit right there and make videos, but instead I just got sucked into finishing the book. Honestly, I feel like I just woke up from a dream. This book is very atmospheric. It's very gothic. It's not a thriller, and it's not really horror. It has some horror elements, some creepy horror things. I think what some people might not like about it is that the main character is very passive, and I said before, she seems to be depressed and not really able to make a lot of decisions in her life, and to be kind of stuck and frozen. But that doesn't bother me. I like an unlikable narrator. The book is very good at what it is, and what it is extremely atmospheric. It has a very strong sense of place, and the atmosphere is that of a gothic, dark academia. What is going on? You're never quite sure what's under the surface. The back cover compares it to Ishiguro's Never Let Me Go. And that's what it feels like, where you know something creepy is going on, but you don't know what it is, and you honestly don't find out until the very, very end. I enjoyed it. For me, when I think about how I want to rate books, how I like books, it really comes down to, did I enjoy the time I spent reading it? And I did, and I enjoy a lot of the time I spend reading books, even when they're not great. And this one, I think, was extremely well written, very beautiful. I keep saying atmospheric and creepy because that's what it was going for, is like a vibe. It's a vibe. It's not plot driven. Now, I typically read more plot driven or character driven novels, and this was much more place driven. So if that sounds good, check out Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. I am glad I read it, but I think this is going to be with me for a while. Last night, I joined Starla and Jessie on their Blackathon reading sprints, and I got started on Razorblade Tears. It's so good. I didn't get very far in it because I was super distracted. I am on page 31, but it's already so good. We've met the two main characters whose sons were brutally murdered. Their sons were married and they had a daughter, and both of the fathers, both of the men that are the main characters, one is black and one is white, they've both spent time in jail. One has completely turned his life around and one not so much. The one who's still leading a pretty criminal life is trying to convince the other one, who's on the straight and narrow, to join him in learning more about what happened, because the police have closed the case. So this is all in the first 20 pages, so it's not a spoiler. And we've already seen what the title is about. So one of the men is crying, and it says his tears slice through his cheeks like razor blades. And I was feeling pretty tearful because it starts with a funeral scene. And I just can't even imagine being in the funeral scene for your son. I can't even think on it for too long. So I'm super looking forward to this. I'm going to read more of this throughout the day. In a little bit, I hope to make it to the used bookstore while the kids are napping. Yeah, to see if I can find anything else there. So I'll bring you along with me if I do that. Hey, I'm about to head into Mr. K's. It's a used bookstore. It also has some movies and CDs maybe. And I am out today because I'm picking up the Girl Scout cookies, which, by the way, if you do not have a Girl Scout and you need cookies, check the link below. I'll put my 6-year-old's link. Hopefully I don't have Thin Mints in my teeth. What am I looking for? I'm looking for any of the books on my Goodreads to read list, specifically mysteries, thrillers. I have $46 in store credit, and I have some books too that I'm going to trade in. Ones that most of them were book of the month that I enjoyed, but not enough to keep. I think I said in my another video that our space is so limited that I really only keep books that I absolutely love, or I can see myself recommending to people and like letting them borrow. Let's go. Oh my gosh, this is the book for the Blackathon read-along. This is the read-along book for the thriller horror team. Oh, I'm so excited. The Perfect Ruin by Shanora Williams. mystery section, and I was looking for more Barbara Neely, but we just have to take a minute to love the titles of the cozy mysteries. Red Velvet Revenge, Going Ganesh, Death by the Dozen. Oh, there's Barbara Neely. Branch passes go. Okay, I am so super excited about what I found, and I'm actually gonna go from least exciting to most exciting, even though I'm like so super excited about all of it. Olga Dies Dreaming. Isn't it beautiful? This has been on my to-read list. I've got it on hold at the library, but it hasn't come in for me yet. I've been on hold for it for a while. It was the Nerdette podcast book club pick. Really beautiful, and it sounds really beautiful. So I'm super excited to find that for $14. I found the book I was about to get Kindle Unlimited for, The Perfect Ruin by Shanora Williams. So this is the like group read along for the thriller horror team of Blackathon. So I will be reading this immediately when I go home. I'm so excited. Well, I'm gonna finish Razorblade Tears, and I'm gonna read this. I'm so excited. And this is like a weird Target. I hate these like extra things on here. It says diverse book club pick. It's another book in the Blanche on the Lamb series, and I actually talked about loving Barbara Neely's Blanche on the Lamb as one of my favorite books of 2021. I'll link that up below if you want to watch that. I'm just excited that I found it. It was the only Blanche on the Lamb book on the shelf, and it was $3. And then as I was checking out, there was a, I'm going to put a picture here, a 8-book series of Anne of Green Gables. Was $800. It's like hardbound, and it's got gold like on the edges of the pages, and I wanted to touch it so much, but there's no point in touching it because I'm not buying an $800 series of books with 4 kids in the house. So I asked if they had any other non-$800 Anne of Green Gables, because I had looked in the kids book and I had not seen it, and they found books for Anne of Windy Poplars, 6 Anne of Ingleside, 8 Rill of Ingleside. So they only had the even numbers, which I'm bummed about, but I do have books 1 through I think 3 at home in a cloth bound, hardbound edition. The problem is all these beautiful versions they make, like the one I really want is like Puffin' in Bloom. It's so beautiful. They only do the first book in that. There's no more books in it. And the one I have, they only do the first 1 to 4 books in it. So like none of the beautiful hardbound series go to book 8. Just these mass market paperbacks, but I don't really mind if I had all of them in the same version. That's what I want. It's just all of them in one version, you know, to like share with my girls as they get older. Even look on the inside. Yeah, that's not bad. So I'm going to keep my eye out for the rest of the series in the Bantam Classic. If you know where I can get them, please leave a comment below and tell me. I plan to reread the Anne of Green Gables series sometime this year. It feels very springy, summery thing to do. So let me know if you read Anne of Green Gables, if you love it, and when you think we should reread it together. Leave a comment below and let me know that, okay? If you've never read it, this is the time to read it. I'm telling you. I'm so excited. That's it for me book shopping. Hope this was fun. I kind of want to go to another bookstore, but I gotta go home because the kids are getting up from their nap. Make sure you've subscribed so that you don't miss out when I do my reread of Anne of Green Gables or a read along for any of these books, including what I thought of the 2 newer books I just got. Leave a comment telling me when you want to do a reread of Anne of Green Gables. It's Sunday afternoon. No, it's Saturday afternoon. This day has taken 500 years, and I think it's time to wrap up the vlog there, so I have time to edit it and post it. Keep reading Razorblade Tears. So in this vlog, we finished Catherine House, which I love. It's gonna get a solid 4 stars from me. 4 stars. I don't do a video on how I rate books because 4 stars is good, and I liked it. Sometimes it's hard because you have an expectation that a book is going to be something else, which this one, I was kind of expecting something else, but for what it was doing, it was really good, and I liked what it did. So it's that gothic, atmospheric, dark academia book. I recommend you read it if you like that kind of thing. And I got at the used bookstore The Perfect Ruin. So after I finish Razorblade Tears, hopefully this weekend. I'm going to start The Perfect Ruin next week so that I can finish it by the end of February, because that's our group read for Blackathon mystery thriller. During this vlog, I've done a lot of paper piecing. That's what's right there is my paper piecing basket. I made good progress on that. So thank you so much for joining me for this reading vlog. Let me know below if you like it, if you want to see more of it. And if you would, make sure that you subscribe, or if you want to know what I think of the books that I got, make sure that you've subscribed so you don't miss an episode. And if you want to see more really great books, make sure you watch the best books of 2021. These are the best books I read last year. Thanks so much and happy reading.